Good evening, Podium Chasers. I hope you are all well. Welcome, ladies and gents. It's Tuesday, which means it is the Formula Racing League Super Sprint Series, and you can see on your screens right now at one of the most iconic tracks that has ever existed. Absolutely beautiful, challenging, rewarding, unforgiving, and that would, of course, be Spa. So, interesting fact, actually, with regards to Spa. Just over 7 kilometres in length, and was actually opened in 1921, which, considering we're currently 2022, means that Spa is 101 years old. Coincidentally, the number of my car. Don't know if that's going to bring anybody any luck this evening, but there we go. So I'm just going to have a quick pop into the live chat, and obviously okay, that's all good. Sound is fine. I can't help myself doing that. We've got 3 in at the moment. Good evening, everybody. Please do pop a like in there. Say who is watching and who you are supporting this evening. Obviously, we'll talk with you all throughout the show. So, Super Sprint Series. Let's get off Mr. Herbert, who's just sat in the pits. Let's actually have a look at someone who's out on track. Harry Goswell. Let's have a look at him in his beautifully coloured McLaren there. The number 8 McLaren of Harry Goswell. And yeah, he's coming up just behind Neil Woodward there. Appears to have had himself a little off. No problems with that. So, format for this evening, same as always. We're going to have a 10-minute qualifying session. That is correct. Only 10 minutes. And then we will have a 25-minute sprint race, another 10-minute qualifying session, followed by, yet again, another 25-minute sprint race. And you may think, well, why do that? Why don't you just have a 20-minute qualifying session and an hour's race? Well, we do that sort of stuff on the GT3 Fridays and in the Rookie Series. This one is a little bit different. No tyres to worry about. Certainly no fueling to worry about. And it is just literally pedal to the metal, lights to flag, go, go, go. And if you haven't seen any of the racing that this usually throws up, please check on the YouTube channel or the FRL Twitch channel and have a look at some of the other races. Mr. Smiley is in. I don't know why Spa is not wet, Smiley, because when I was on earlier on today, all of them, practice servers, the lot, were damp and very wet. So maybe the FRL weather gods are just playing with all of your minds. That is, well, that's personally what I think. So we will, of course, run through all of the driver stats shortly just to make sure everybody is au fait with who is where in the standings. And we will then, of course, once we get into qualifying, do a full lap guide. No question about that. Lots of information to get through. Track temps, it's currently, well, apparently it's sunny. It doesn't look that sunny. 14 degrees ambient, 14 degrees on track. So that would evidently lend itself to some pretty quick lap times. Let's have a look at Sean Freeman in his 83 Honda. A rather nice livery there, part of the Run DJC stable, and we know who the main man there is. Yes, it is JR Lock and Load, who is with us this evening. So we've got 20 in. Again, we've got a mixture of pros and AMs. The pros have the white background on their driver numbers, and the AMs have the red background on their driver number as well. Just so that you all understand exactly where we're at now. Should we do the stand-ins? Yeah, let's get the stand-ins done. Let's get them out of the way. There is some interesting stuff actually in the both categories, but more so in the pro. Just it's a big opportunity for JR tonight. So in the AM class, Sergio Azorio is leading currently with 385 points in his Aston. Roman Nedorazov is second place in his Aston on 322, so not a huge gap between those two. Anderson Albuquerque is third in his M4 on 317 points. Domikos Kish, as he corrected me last week, and I'm thankful for that, he's fourth in his Lexus on 310 points. Then we've got Alan Brown, he's fifth in Advantage on 246. Ian Thompson, Chica is in the Lamborghini, 55 Lamborghinis on 214 points. Simon Turner is seventh in his M4 on 211. And then we've got Neil Woodward in the 999 Porsche, you won't miss that one, on 187 points. Harry Goswell is currently 9th at the moment on 172 in his McLaren. Payne is a DSQ. Michael Herbert, who we saw at the start in the pit lane there, he is 11th on 147 points. James Williams in his Pink Pig in the Mercedes, he's on 99 points in 12th. And then we've got Latinowskis 13th on 81. David Keane, aka Kino, is 14th in his McLaren on 77 points. Only done 2 rounds, well, 1 round actually last week. Robert Franco, DSQ, 72 points. Brett Films is in 16th position in his Audi on 68 points. And then Serkan Duran's 18th on 31. And we've got a couple of DSQs in there as well. So that's your AM class. Who else? Let's have a look at Mr. Dewsbury, who's from the Red Kings Motorsport stable, as you will notice on that rather epic livery designed by Brecht Films, aka Cascanova, a talented chap you may have seen on my YouTube channel earlier on today. We let out a little video of a brand new livery for when I jump on track, so if you haven't seen it, have a look. He's a talented guy, without a shadow of a doubt. Anyway, let's pop into the pros. Let's get up to date with that. So James Perry leads the championship on 363 points. And unfortunately, James can't be with us this evening, but not been particularly well, so he's not going to pick up any points this evening. But Junior Hughes, JR Lock and Load, as we can see there, Dewsbury's just done a 2:18.2 in free practice. Junior Hughes is second in the championship on 351 points. So massively within striking distance. If he can keep it on the track this evening and pick up a decent haul, he will be leading this championship going into the penultimate round. Milton Dennis, DSQ, Michael Races, DSQ. Then we've got Robin Taylor on 196 points. Keddy is in his Honda on 149 points. Then we've got Dave Goodway in his McLaren on 148. Daniel Krishnider's in this evening in his M4, is on 108 points. And then Sean Freeman's also with us tonight. He is in the Honda, as we saw earlier, on 80 points. Cameron Martin in the M4 on 44. Now, the honourable mention to Konstantin Volkov, who has 0 points in the Aston, but he is with us tonight. So he was showing some good pace and is currently 4th in free practice. So that could be quite interesting. Kino's in. Hello mate, how are you? I hope you are well. And Mr. Getman is stealing some of Dow's lines and saying, hello my love. Well, hello my love. Hope you're well. Hope you're all well. 7 of you watching so far. Brilliant. Again, please say hi in the chat. Let me know who's watching. And let me know who you are supporting. Unless you are, of course, supporting yourself and driving. That would be quite interesting. If you haven't pressed like, you know what to do. Okay, so how long have we got left of free practice? We've done the stand-ins. 7 minutes. Okay, so let us have a quick look at exactly what's going to happen this evening. I've spoken about how challenging this track is. Let's do our track walk for this evening, where we can have a look at some of the main areas on the Spa track. Obviously, as I said, just over 7 kilometres in length, so it's not a small track. As Dewsbury pulls over there. So down the start finish line, you've got the source, which is a really heavy braking zone into a tight. It's not quite a hairpin. Then you've got the run all the way down, as you can see on the map there, in Sector 1, Eau Rouge and Bradion, and then the run down the Kemmel Straight into Lacoon, really delicate balancing act through there, down through No Name, and then into Puyon, which we know is a massively quick corner, and then up to Campus, which is again a really technical section where you've got to balance the car, through Stavelot, and then power out through there all the way down the back up towards Blanchimont, and then obviously we have the rather heavy braking zone of the bus stop chicane and back round to the start finish line. So it sounds simple, right? It always sounds simple. It's anything but around Spa. And Mr. Georgie Priest, honourable mention to Yvolton. Always, Chris, always. I'm always glad that you're in on the stream, my friend. And Georgie Priest, our American leader, is in. Good luck to the drivers. And he seems quite happy with the show. I'm very glad, Georgie, and hopefully you're on your lunch break and we can keep you entertained for a little while. Let's move off these two. Look at them, both. Kino and Dewsbury there, sat there in their RKM cars. Let's have a look at Volkov. Not out at the moment. No livery on that Aston, so maybe that one has not loaded up correctly. Chris Schneider's out. We'll have a look at him. Let's have a look at Chris Schneider in his BMW. Now, we always talk about how, you know, people usually ask some questions in terms of, you know, you guys are putting on so many events. And again, it's something that we always like to do. Give a big shout out to everyone that makes that possible. So here is an updated Patreon list. Thank you very much. So that is everybody that's currently involved that donates. And there are different levels. You don't have to remortgage your house. So there are different levels to being a patron, and that obviously brings with it different perks as well. So you've got the FRL supporter, which is a minor £3 a month. That'll get you your driver number, your reserved seat, and entry into the lotto. Then you've got the FRL Elite, which is £5. That's your driver number, your seat, your lotto. You can get a logo, coaching, and a sim racing guide if you're porting over to PC. And then you've got the Alien tier, which is a mere 50 pence more. That will get you everything you saw in the last one. Plus, it will get you a personalised overlay or banner if you're going to stream. Yearly prizes. We've got access to Sim Hub dashes, Stream Deck icons, and custom liveries. I mean, what more? What more could you want? And then being part of an absolutely epic group of individuals. Yeah. So everybody is sat in the pits. I'm assuming that means that we're going to jump into qualifying very shortly. Well, Goswell's still out on track, so we might as well have a little watch of him whilst he's out there. Yeah, so qualifying, remember, is 10 minutes. You've got to think it's going to take one lap to get those tyres warmed up properly, and we know it takes a while, especially with the track being so cool. So we've got a lap to get that done. If we're talking a 2.18s, maybe a smidge under that, so let's say late 2.17s, what they're going to get? 3 maximum, 3 flying laps in. So finding yourself a position on track and not getting into any incidents is really key to making sure that you can have, well, a solid qualifying session, as you see them all lined up there. Just making some tweaks, probably to their tyre pressures, no doubt. Gedman's having a chat with Georgie. Good. 6 of you in so far. We're just about to move into qualifying for the Formula Racing League Super Sprint Series. We are at Spa. This is round 5. 2 more to go after this one. And plenty to play for in both the AM and, indeed, the Pro Championship. So we'll see how all that pans out. Any questions in the live chat, anyone? Anything at all? Pop it in there. I do not mind. Right, Keddy, everyone's in the pits at the moment, apart from Woodward. In his Porsche. Rather bright. I'm not sure why he's so fascinated with having that on there for Gamerdad, but anyway, and there you go. Here is the architect of so many fantastic liveries, certainly within that racing team. Breck Films just managed to get in. Obviously, busy chat with work and kids and everything, but there you go. There is his updated all show no go on the back of his bumper. Well, I mean, whatever floats your boat, I suppose. But yeah, she is looking rather nice. Oh, that's nice. That is good, Cass. It's got a little COOMSbyCOOPS down the side. I like that. I like that indeed. Okay, so we are probably about a minute away from qualifying, so this will be the entirety of his practice. Every single week, Cass turns up, literally, like, sometimes it is just as they're literally going into qualifying, because he's such a busy guy, and he probably just manages to jump in and press go. And, I'd be a bit worried with how quick he could be if he was actually able to put some practice in. But that Audi, she's screaming rather nicely, isn't she? And seeing what she's like on board. I was going for another one. She sounds beautiful, Cass. I'll give her that. I will give her that. Right, as we move into qualifying, as you can see, they're all starting to, well, scurry out, aren't they? just move that back over there. Just bear with me one momento. Right, what do we want to see through qualifying? We want to see a different split on that, don't we? So let's have a look at... You see they're all coming, they're all literally trying to find a little bit of space on the track there. So personal best, do we want to see who's up? Yeah, we'll go with session best on that one, so that we can see who is doing what. So, Fresh Brazil, Alan Brown would appear to be first out the bag, so he gets, well, and Freeman's just behind him there. So we can have a look at him going through his warm-up lap. No doubt it's going to be really well. It's going to have to. I mean, I'd be dragging that brake. Chris Williams, who's your money on for pole? Good evening, Chris Williams. Fantastic to have you with us. Me, I would say it's going to be between Dewsbury in the RKM, or it will be. Well, actually, you know what? Keddy could have a really good shout on there as well. For me, I think it's between Hughes, Keddy, and Dewsbury for pole. That is my guesstimation for this evening. Let's find out. Let's keep an eye on it. We'll start seeing some splits come up once they get into a quick lap. I might as well jump straight in and do a full lap guide. Okay, so obviously we want a wide entry coming out the bus stop chicane there, so we can get on the throttle nice and early. So down at the start finish straight as we cross the line, coming up towards the source. Again, remember it's a tight right hander. We want to get the car across to the left, just where the grass starts to change colour there, on the brakes, down into first, trail in, a little bit wide there from Alan, and then you've got to get on the throttle nice and early, make sure we don't get any oversteer coming out of there. Full throttle all the way down the hill up towards Eau Rouge. Again, hug the wall on the right hand side, then we're going to straddle the curb on the left. Is it going to lift or how much? Get across, don't take too much of the curb on the right hand side. I think that's probably invalidated, to be honest with you, on that one, but we'll see. And then onto the Kemmel straight. Yeah, he's pulled over. So that goes that lap guide. Keddy's pulled over as well. Nobody wants to let me do a lap guide. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Well, that was a good bit of a lap guide, wasn't it? We'll stay on board with Keddy as he's coming up to the bus stop chicane. He's got to appreciate that. He will indeed. Right, Keddy, don't let me down. Does drafting play a big part in quality at Spa? If so, how beneficial do I think it is? Wow, some brilliant racing questions coming out from you, Mr. Williams. It does play a big part. Certainly does. I'd say probably about 4 or 5 tenths you can gain on that, to be fair. Anyway, up towards the source, hard on those brakes. Let's get the car tucked in. You can see a much tighter line there, almost kissing the wall on the apex on the right hand side. Don't drift too far. You don't want to take too much of that sausage curb, otherwise it wouldn't settle the car. Anyway, the sprint down the hill, we're going to hook the wall on the right hand side, and then we're going to again straddle the curb on the left, then swing her in. Don't take too much curb on the right, and then you want to be straight there and then turn the car again. That's got to allow you to not scrub off any speed as you're going through that part. Up Radion, down the Kemmel straight, up towards Lacoum, which is a really, really difficult braking zone. So as the curb starts on the left hand side, hard on the brakes, down into second gear, get the car tucked in, use the curb on the right, split the throttle off, squeeze back on again, car back over to the left, up into third, again use the curb slightly, squeeze the throttle on. He had to wait there, you saw Keddy had to wait, and then down into Brazil's curb starts on the left, hard on the brakes, down into first, get the wheels tucked in on the right hand side so it almost hooks the car around. Then as soon as you feel it grip, start to squeeze on the throttle, then into no name, really tricky left hander. You can, the entry into that is well, I always struggle with it, let's put it that way. And then the run down towards Puyon, looking at the fence, orange fence in there, on the brakes, down 2 gears, hold, then we're going to squeeze, drift out so that we can cut back in full throttle through here. Don't take too much curb on the right hand side, that will scrub off a couple of hundredths. And then under the bridge, hard on the brakes, into second gear through Campos. Again, we want to squeeze in the middle, then off, and then where you got the sort of cemented bit on the left hand side, that's your signal to go again into Stavolo, train into second gear, squeeze, nicely done Keddy, that was very nicely done. And we've got to be careful through here. It's not quite full throttle, although that is probably, I would say that's just about within track limits. Those right hand wheels were probably just about still within the track limits. Up towards Blanchimont, so we're going to drift to the right, take a bit of that exit there, full throttle push. don't know, it's not even that bad really. Up towards the bus stop, under the bridge, hard on the brakes, down into first gear. Now we've got a trail in, trail. Now a little squeeze the throttle off, get the car tucked in, let the car turn, and then squeeze, and we'll see what kind of lap time is Keddy going to put up for us. Keddy goes, wow, need I say any more? Keddy goes provisional P1 there with a 2:17.7. Well done to you, Keddy. And there we go, we can see Sean Freeman. Sean Freeman is currently second place, 8.5 tenths off the pace. He's also in a Honda, remember, so they're in the same machinery, setups, track time, confidence will be playing a big part in that. I want to have a look at our man, Konstantin Volkov, who's currently in third place. Let's have a look at him. We haven't had the pleasure in the 149 Aston there. As you can see, personal best last lap 2:18.597, quickest in sector 1. So that's a pretty good showing. We know the Aston, I mean, she is a decent car. Smiley says, being an AM in mixed quali, I'll try let Keddy or Michael past at the bus stop. So yeah, 100% makes a lot of sense. That does, Smiley. You know, there's no point in getting in the quicker guy's way, especially if we are doing sort of mixed categories. That's only going to put you under pressure, make you sweat a bit more, and potentially lead to mistakes. So that is smart driving, my friend. 10 in this evening. Welcome. We are in qualifying, as you can see. We have 3 minutes left. It's only a very, very short 10-minute stint, and then we're going to be straight into our 25-minute sprint race. First one of the evening for our Super Sprint Series here at Spa. All good. So Keddy's still in the lead at the moment. Robin Taylor's popped a decent time in there. He's only 2 tenths off the pace. Harry Goswell sticks a decent time in. He's gone provisional third, 7 tenths behind Keddy. But remember, Harry Goswell, as you can see by the back of his number in red, is in the AM class. Freeman is 5th. Junior Hughes currently 6th, 9 tenths off the pace. Then Domikos Kish is 7th, second in class for the AMs. Chris Schneider 8th, Goodway is 9th, 1.3 off the pace. Then we've got Osorio. Remember, he's leading the AM Class Championship, so I'm sure he's going to want to improve. So let us find him actually. See what he can do in his Aston. So he's just starting a lap there. It's all fabulous. So much action going on. Dave Keane in 11th, currently 2 seconds off the pace. So can Duran in the 100. He's 12th, nearly 2.5 seconds off the pace. And Keddy goes quicker yet again with a 2:17.182. A fabulous lap, Keddy. I knew I shouldn't have given him my setup. I was coaching him earlier on today. Anyway, Albuquerque's in 13th. James Williams in the Pink Pig. If you haven't seen that, you will during the race. He's currently in 14th. Ian Thompson is 15th in his Lambo. Neil Woodward 16th. Michael Herbert 17th. Simon Turner 18th. Dewsbury 19th. I did say Dewsbury could be on for a pole. Evidently hasn't put a lap in yet. And Alan Brown hasn't set a time. So maybe he's just going to try and play it safe. Who knows? Hello, Chris. Good evening. Yeah, good luck to JR and Freeman, of course. Obviously, a very big player over at Run DJC Motorsport. If you haven't checked them out, do. Very friendly bunch on their Discord channel. Always good to welcome people in that are supporting people from their teams. So, guys and girls, there are 12 of you in at the moment within the last minute of qualifying. As we're watching Sergio Osorio, who's trying to get himself higher than 10th. He's currently leading the AM Championship, but he needs to, he probably needs to move that up a little bit. If you haven't pressed like, please do. It takes half a second. Means a lot to me. Really helps the channel. So if you haven't done that, please do. And hello, Merv. Oh, that's it. I haven't seen you for a while, buddy. How you doing? Hope you're well. Obviously, I'll try and talk as much as I can with everyone, but I have a very strong feeling that once we get into this 25-minute race, it's going to be chaos in a good way, but it's going to keep me extremely busy. Anybody on a quicker one at the moment? So Keddy's still on pole. Let's see if Taylor's in the pits. He's done 7 seconds left. So qualifying looks like it's done. Sean Freeman could. Let's have a look at Freeman, seeing as we've got some followers in for him. He's currently in 6th place. Needs to improve. He's nearly 1.3 off at the moment. So let's see if he can move that up. And Dewsbury does actually put in a decent time there. He goes potentially P4 and more importantly P1 in the AM class. So I did say he had some good pace, and he's definitely showing that at the moment. Murph, I know you're Kimmy's dad. Don't anyway. How is Kimmy? I know, mate. Wouldn't forget a name like that. You've been racing. How'd you get on? Let me know. Always interested to see what everyone else is up to. And you should be in here, my friend. Well, it's just getting started. But another time, no doubt. Right, so no change in your top 5. What Sean going to do is he going to move himself up the order? Keddy's currently sat on pole position. That looks pretty safe to me. He's got a full 7/10 ahead of Robin Taylor. Volkov in 3rd, impressed with that, but he's a 2nd off the pace. Dewsbury 4th, Goswell 5th. Freeman watching now is in 6th, and Junior Hughes, his teammate, is currently in 7th. There's less than a 10th separating those two, so hey, decent inter-team battle for bragging rights with those. Albuquerque's in 8th, Kish is 9th, and Chris Schneider is currently in 10th. As Freeman is going to cross the start-finish line. Is he going to improve? Let's have a look. He does improve by 10th. That's not going to do anything there. And let's see what Junior Hughes can do. Is he going to take the bragging rights out of these two? He does indeed. Look at that. He improves. Money improves nicely, about 4/10 there. So Junior Hughes manages to stick that BMW in P3. So well done to you, buddy. And I think that's pretty much a lot for qualifying. That was pretty breathless, wasn't it? Look at all those beautiful liveries there. Absolutely fantastic. So, Keddy, well done to you. You're on pole. You're going to start alongside Robin Taylor. Junior Hughes and Volkov are going to be on the 2nd row. 3rd row is going to be Dewsbury in 5th, Goswell in 6th. 4th row is going to be Freeman, and I knew that was going to do that, Freeman and Azorio. And then we're going to have Albuquerque is going to bring up the top 10. Let me just remove this. Right, we'll leave that there for now. Okay. So we got up to 10th, didn't we? Let's finish going through all of that once I manoeuvre a few bits for my screen, which you guys can't see. That's the beauty of it, I suppose. Let's go near the front. Let's have a look at... Oh, Chris Schneider. Nice. Chris Schneider managed to put that up into 3rd. So Keddy, Taylor, Chris Schneider, Hughes, Volkov, Dewsbury, Goswell 7th, Freeman 8th, and then we've got Azorio 9th. Albuquerque is going to start in 10th place. Kish is going to start in 11th. Sir Kanjaran 12th. Dave Goodway in the pro class. He's in a rather amateur sandwich there, isn't he? In the 34 McLaren. He's starting 13th. Dave Keane 14th. Thompson is going to be 15th. And then... who have we got there? James Williams is 16th, Woodward 17th, Herbert's going to be 18th, Simon Turner 19th, and Brecht Wilms is going to, well, bring up the rear. And that's your starting grid, ladies and gents. The ambient temperature has dipped by 1 degree, as has the track temperature. So I'm sure they've all, eagle-eyed chaps that they are, I'm sure they've all spotted that and will have made some adjustments in terms of tyre pressures to reflect that. They don't want to get caught out with that. You was going to rate... Yeah, good, Merv, good. Oh, wow. They... I'm not saying anything. I mean, my kids probably just get into bed as well. Obviously, I get to lock myself in here with these things, so I can't hear anything. But, there you go. Still 10 with us this evening, which is fantastic to see. So there you go, the timer's up there, 25 minutes. I want to change that 1 second. Let's have a quick look. No, I don't want that one. Manufacturers, I see what we've got in there tonight. Honda, Aston, Beamer, Aston, a couple of McLarens. We've got a Soul Lexus in there from Domikos Kish. Couple of Lambos in there as well, and a Soul Porsche for Neil Woodward. Right, let's put the race gaps on, because that's what we're going to need to see. Reckless, good evening, Reckless Pez. Hope you're well. It's lovely seeing a new name in the live chat. Any rain expected? Your guess, Reckless, is as good as mine. I mean, I generally... 30 seconds till we get the formation up and away. I generally kind of stalk in and out of the practice servers throughout the day. Put a few laps in myself just to get a feel for what the track conditions are like. And they mixed it up today. We had a dry server, we had a wet server, and I would suggest a damp slippery server. So, I don't know. I predict there's going to be a dry race and a wet race because we have 2 this evening. That isn't something that I am aware of. That was just my thinking because of how they've set the practice servers up. So we shall see. Who knows? And who are you supporting, if anybody? And if not, I'll just give you someone to support. That's fine. We don't mind. We don't mind at all. Anyway, formation lap, as you can see, is underway. It's going to be a long one. It's like Silverstone. It takes about 7 years to do the formation lap, which is, well, it's unfortunate, but it's nice. So they're going to now trundle around the track. They're going to be obviously holding onto those brakes, generating extra heat coming out through the brakes, which is going to obviously move into the sidewalls of the tyres, and that's going to heat those up quicker and allow them to keep a more consistent temperature in the tyres, which of course is going to mean, well, grippier tyres, better performance. Well, that's probably their plan anyway. Let's have a quick look, just quickly, whilst we're doing this. If anyone else is, if you're actually interested in getting involved in any of our series at Formula Racing League, just a quick one for you. We've got the Super Sprints, which is this evening, as you can see, 8 o'clock. That's our kickoff time for qualifying. You're going to see that this evening, 2 25-minute sprint races. The Rookie Series, which is an hour race, is held on Thursdays, 8 o'clock UK time. Really, really good series to get involved with. We're not saying you are a rookie, but it's a good one to start off with to get to know other drivers and how we do things here. And then the main event is the Pure Sim Gear GT3 Fridays, streamed again by myself every Friday at 8 o'clock UK time. That's a 60-minute race with pit stops, and you know there's some more bits involved there. And then we have the endurance sort of one-off events each month on a Saturday. Now, one of those events is coming up pretty soon, and I think you guys will be really interested in this. When we all get involved with ACC, we're all, and I don't, you know, obviously we should be, we're all really into motor racing. Of course we are. Oh, you're battling JR. Would that be James by any chance then? It probably is. I'm pretty sure it will be. So yeah, you're supporting Keddy. Excellent. Well, I'm glad that you're in here anyway. Yeah, obviously we're all really into sim racing, motorsport, we love all that. That's why we get involved with it. And the holy grail is when you get involved with ACC, you want to be doing longer races. Yeah, you want to be doing endurance races, and you know, and it's pretty difficult. You know, even the hour races, maybe someone coming over from iRacing is used to shorter sort of 20-minute races, getting involved with an hour, you know, it can be quite physically and mentally demanding. So we thought, rather than mess about with these sort of 6 hours, 10-hour events, you know, that's amateur, isn't it really? So we're going to go for a full-on 24 hours of Spa on the 19th of November, and you can sign up to that on SimGrid. So if you want details on that, drop a message in the chat and I can come back to you on that. Obviously if you're watching on Twitch, I can only see the chat on the YouTube channel. But yeah, get in touch. There's a lot of teams entered already. Needless to say, it's got to be epic. 24 hours of Spa. And I think for that one I'm going to get involved and do some comms, and I would like to do a little bit of driving as well. So we'll see how that one goes. Anyway, formation lap is coming towards an end. As you can see, they're all going to start forming up now 2 by 2, getting into their positions. Keddy's going to be looking for a decent start here. Robin Taylor, he is quick. Robin Taylor is a very quick driver, as is Chris Schneider. Junior Hughes has been around for as long as I have within FRL, and he's definitely quick. Dewsbury's really impressed me over the last couple of weeks. Just got some really good raw pace, as you can see that. Volkov is an unknown quantity to me, so I'm going to be interested to see how he starts this one off. And Harry Goswell, very rapid, hasn't had a huge amount of luck. Sean Freeman, again, ever present, really quick. And Sergio's just had a blinding season so far across multiple series. So, are you guys ready? I am. I am most certainly ready. Now, they're not going to start here, just in case you're wondering. We know they love to do that to us. Everyone gets excited thinking, oh, the start-finish line. But no, it's around the other side. So, let's get ready. Steady on, boys. Not too fast. Alright, this is going to be awesome. You're going to see some brilliant driving on show this evening. Some great liveries. Some very, very good driving. You watch, they'll probably all crash now. But let's hope they don't. Anyway, so, ladies and gents, this is the start of the Formula Racing League Super Sprint Series, round 5 at Spa. 25 minutes, remember, no pit stops, no fuel, no tyres. It's just a straight sprint race. And they're all waiting now. They're just waiting. They're looking. They are looking for that line. Green light, we go, go, go. Let's get on the back of Keddy. Let's have a look in the run down into Eau Rouge for the first time and see if we can spot any issues. They all seem pretty clean going through there at the moment. Up the top through Radion, and then we're on our way down the Kemmel Straight. Keddy's certainly showing everybody a rather clean pair of heels there so far, isn't he? Yes, he is. As we see them all file through. We've got 3 abreast, on my word. This is going to be very interesting going into Lecum as Chris Schneider, Taylor, Junior Hughes backed out of that. I think that was quite sensible, wanted to keep track position. No other touches going on further down I can see at the moment. And Junior Hughes, well, he looks like he wants to make a move up the inside of Chris Schneider there. Is he going to make it stick? No, he thinks better of it and he tucks in. Let's have a look and see, but he does manage to go up the inside. It means it's on the outside for No Name though. And that's definitely not going to be a place where you're going to overtake, but he has used a little bit of racecraft there, tried to get a switcheroo on him, so we've got Beamer on Beamer as we go down in towards Pouillon. Is he? No, it's not, but all you've got to think, and that is what I was expecting to happen. JR was very clever with how he placed the car then, because that literally forced Chris Schneider, if he was going to try and hold on to the outside through Pouillon there, he was always going to run wide, as Dewsbury looks like he wants to have a little push up the inside at Campus, but he thinks better of it. So Keddy's had a good start. Look at that, 1.6 second lead at the moment. This is, remember, only lap 1, so he's had a very clean start, which will please him no end. Robin Taylor in second place. Then we've got Hughes, has managed to get himself up into third now with that rather smart move on Chris Schneider, who's in fourth. He's being chased down by Volkov. Volkov's only 0.3 seconds behind. Then we've got Dewsbury, who's first in the AM class. He's in sixth place. He's only 0.4 seconds behind. And then we've got Goswell, Albuquerque, Goodway and Osorio. That is your top 10. Look at the gaps. Look at the gaps in the mid-pack. It is ridiculously close, which is exactly what we want to see as we come into the bus stop chicane. No one's outbreaking themselves in there. Harry Goswell takes a wide line through there, so he could get himself a decent exit. Oh, we definitely had a touch there. And who was that? That, I think, was Domikos Kish, who just got himself into a little bit of a situation there. Quick look in the live chat whilst we watch all this action unfold. Nothing yet. You guys are obviously absolutely glued to this like I am. Good to see as they file down. That looks like Domikos. Oh, there's Domikos. Is that Sergio? Okay. Right, Kino. Let's have a look and see how Kino's getting on in the 177 McLaren. He's currently running in 12th place. He's got about a second to make up to get onto the back of these two in front. So we'll have a look at this little angle, shall we? Let's see if we can see that fight developing. He's got a 1.2 second gap behind him to Serkan Duran. So not saying that he's safe, but at least he does have a gap there. James Williams is up to 14th. Woodward's in 15th. Thompson's in 16th place. Then we've got Alan Brown, Brett Wilms. Domikos has gone down to 19th, unfortunately. Simon Turner's in 20th. Darren Shojay, that's probably got your name wrong there, Darren, so I apologise. First time commentating on you this evening, so we'll get that rectified afterwards. In 21st, Michael Herbert is in 22nd place currently, so all good at the front. Keddy, what's kind of a gap is Keddy running at the moment. Keddy's still 1.6, then Junior Hughes is under a second behind Robin Taylor, as you can see there, and we've got a nice little battle. So Volkov is definitely giving as good as he can get when it comes to this first race with us in 5th place. I love it. And again, all you know, I love the sound of that Aston, but he's got company behind him. He's going to get the slipstream. If Chris Williams is watching, you're going to see that now. Going to take advantage of that toe. 0.1 is the gap. He's not going to be able to make a move through Blanchimont, but he could set himself up quite nicely for a pass or a dive down the inside in towards the bus stop chicane as Chris Schneider quite rightly takes a defensive move. Any pressure from behind, we'll check that out in a moment. Yes, he is under pressure from behind, so as you can see, wow, new fastest lap from Keddy, 2:18.525. Again, he's just stretching his legs a little bit, so we're in Oh, no. Wow, well done, Mr. Hughes. Junior Hughes, he decides it's a good time for him to stick a quickest lap of the race in as he hunts down by 2/10 Robin Taylor in third place. Remember, Junior Hughes in third place. His his championship rival, who's in first place, is not racing this evening. It's only about 11 or 12 points between them. So he really wants to make the most of this, and we need to be on the back of this one because Dewsbury's carried a lot of pace up through Radion there, but that Aston, she does have some good pace in a straight line. I'll be interested to see. Oh, and wow, he has that good a pace. He's just put a move. Wow. And look at that, so we've got a brilliant move there. So Volkov puts himself up into fourth place, but Chris Schneider is now massively under threat from Dewsbury, who has the inside line going down into Bruxelles. And so he's got to hold the inside line there. Chris Schneider was probably hoping he could stick it around the outside, so he would then be on the inside line through No Name, but he could not stick with the lateral grip on that McLaren. So fantastic move from Dewsbury. Well done to you, sir. Some great racing going on. Where's Harry Goswell? So he's leading the train at the moment. We've got 4 in this little button. He's got 0.4 seconds back to Goodway, and then Freeman is only 0.3 further back behind him. And then you've got Sergio in 11th place. Remember, he's leading the AMP class, so he wants to get a move done. It looks like Dave Goodway is thinking about getting a move done. So we've got a McLaren on McLaren fight here. Freeman just behind in this Honda. That was a nice little pop of flames, wasn't it, flying out the back? We are 7 minutes into this race. Oh, that was a tap. Freeman, they just tagged the back of, just tagged the back there of Crazy's, of Goodway's car, and that sent him on a little flurry. But as you can see, Freeman has waited and has let him back through. Says it all about the type of sportsmanship. So Dave Keane finds himself in a bit of a scrap, doesn't he? He certainly does. So Serkan Duran just in front of him in the number 100, and then he's got Crazy's just behind him. So this battle is quickly becoming a 5-way fight, and this is all over 10th spot. Who's that gone off? Is that Sergio? Yeah, so Sergio has had a little off there. Look at it, 3 wide. James Williams, you can see in the pink pig at the top of your picture. He looks like he wants to get involved in Dave Keane. And Sergio go side by side into La Source. And again, Freeman takes a much tighter line through there, but that's compromised his exit, which means Dave Goodway has managed to get a run on that. And James Williams, come on, Mr. James Williams, look at him go in that pink pig. Up through Eau Rouge, up Radion, onto the Kemmel Straight. Fantastic driving from all these guys. Really close racing, exactly what we want to see. And let's again get this beautiful view of the two in front. Freeman and Goodway. Dyson on the way down towards Lecombe. Again, let's hope that there is no contact between them. So hard on the brakes. Get into the corner, trail in. Come off the brakes nicely. Little squirt between the two corners. Again, now you want to be pushing. Up a gear. You're pausing in there. Get it up a gear, James. On the throttle. Down towards Bruxelles. And it looks very much like Dave Goodway is trying to make a move on Keno. Keno's under pressure, but he's on the inside line going into No Name. Is he going to hold on to that? He does. He pushes Dave Goodway wide, but he holds his line. And Sean Freeman on the grass there because he can sniff. There's definitely an opportunity. And whilst these 4 are batting away, James Williams is just holding station. And I bet he's got a right smile on his face. I bet he's thinking, wow, there is going to be contact at some point, because you've got to remember, all these guys put a lot, apart from Cascanova, because he can't, put in a lot of time in terms of practice, and they are all pretty good at what they do. So just to keep you guys abreast, at the top of the table, Keddy's still leading this race as we're watching this pretty epic scrap in the midfield. Taylor's in the second, Junior Hughes third, holding the fastest lap of the race, but he's only 0.2 beyond, so I think we need to get on board there and have a look and see how he's going to put a move in as we go into the bus stop. So the top 3, there's not a million miles between them, so that could shake it up a little bit. Volkov is still in 4th, 2 seconds down the road. Dewsbury's still in 5th. Chris Schneider's 6th. Albuquerque's got himself up to 7th. Then we've got Goswell, Osario and Duran. There's your top 10. Then you've got Keno, Goodway, Freeman and Williams is the quartet that we were just watching as we go into La Source. Who's going to get the better run out of there? Remember, it's all important because we've got the run down towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Really, really key to keep that momentum flowing through this part of the track. Williams still in 14th, Thompson's 15th, 1.5 behind. Then we've got Woodward in 16th, Brown and Kish are in 17th and 18th, only 0.4 between them. Robin Taylor got himself a little bit of a wobble on the top of Radion there, which is going to compromise him. As you can see, Hughes is catching him. He's going to go wide. Right, let's have a little look-see. Hard into the braking zone. Junior Hughes is trying to keep that Beamer on the inside line. Fantastic racing from these two, but Taylor, he holds firm and he's like, I am not budging. But again, got himself a little bit wayward. He's dived straight across to the right hand side to go defensive into Brazils, and I think Junior Hughes is thinking to himself, okay, if I keep applying this pressure, Robin Taylor, although he is in second place and evidently has pace, I feel at the moment that Mr. Junior Hughes has the measure of that Aston. That may be a matter of time. Dave Goodway gets a move done on Dave Keane for 11th and 12th place. And again, you're seeing that Aston's going wide at Podium, which is allowing Junior Hughes just to keep that drive, keeping the throttle for a bit longer. So he pulls alongside into Campus. Not going to make a move there, but he's gone for a little bit of a switcheroo. He's going to go wide here and then cut back again. His aim is to get that Aston out of shape into Stavolo, or certainly to get him. There you go, it's just showing the nose. He's just trying to make him outbrake himself so that he can get a good, smooth run through. Again, down the back part of the track, the momentum is key. You've either got to lose time all the way down here or gain it. Let's see what he can do in terms of a toe. Further down, Woodward 16th, Kish 17th, Alan Brown 19th, Brett Films 20th, Simon Turner in 20th. We'll check them out in a minute as we go through Blanchemont. There's got to be a move into the bus stop chicane. Robin Taylor is feeling the heat, no doubt, hard on the brakes. Taylor goes defensive into the middle of the road, but that's going to allow Junior Hughes to take whichever line he wants. A bit of an apex park there, but I don't blame him, to be quite honest with you. That's exactly what I'd be doing. Right, let's see from Robin Taylor's point of view. Guys, if in the live chat, I hope you are all enjoying this racing. It is absolutely mega. We can see Volkov there. Because these two are scrapping, he's managed to get right onto the back as they go through the source. And I did think for a second there that Junior Hughes was going to get just alongside him into the run down towards Eau Rouge. Absolutely fantastic driving. Wow. He is absolutely all over the back of him. Sparks flying everywhere. Fabulous driving, look at it. And Volkov is all on the back of these two now. Dewsbury's not too far behind either. So this is absolutely hammer and tongs. This is what sprint racing is all about. As they go too wide into Le Coombe, they're all not going to fit through there. Volkov is thinking to himself, well, I'm going to start putting some pressure on Hughes. And we spoke about this many, many times, ladies and gents. You know, when you're in this position now, Hughes has had his opportunity to get that move done. He's going to be strong. He's going to bully his way through there. He is going to hold that line into Brazils, and he does. Yeah, a slight squeeze there. He manages to get that move done. That was very important for Hughes, not just for the championship, but the point I was going to make was, as we're halfway through the race, is obviously Taylor, he's not slow, but obviously he's having to back off a little bit because he's losing grip, and he's having the car moved around because of the pressure from Hughes. If Junior hadn't got that move done, he's going to come under the pressure from Volkov. Well, he wants to make a name for himself, as they all do. So I think that was a very important move there. So Robin Taylor, fantastic drive from him so far. Finds himself now back in third place. Still on the podium, though, in his lovely RT livery, as you can see there. And Sean Freeman's just made a move on Keno as well. So Keno's dropped down to 13th. Freeman from Run DJC is up into 12th. Dewsbury. And Taylor runs really, really wide there. He's going to lose another position here. He is on the inside. So, is he going to hold that inside? That's the question. Or is Volkov going to just sweep? And he does sweep. He does sweep through the outside. So, Taylor's lost 2 positions in the space of, well, a lap, really. And it's not over yet because Dewsbury, who we've all been very, very impressed with, well, I have certainly, he now finds himself right on the back of these guys. Could end up on the podium. Did say he's got some very good places, this chap. Chris Schneider's still running in 6th place. He's a further 3.3 seconds down the road. Albuquerque's in 7th, Goswell 8th, 1.2 behind them. We've got Osorio and Duran as your top 10. Goodway's now got a 1.5 gap over Freeman, who's got himself 0.7 over Keno. Williams is second behind Keno. Thompson is 1.5 seconds behind James Williams in 15th place. And then we've got Kiss, Woodward, Vilms. Alan Brown seems to have had an issue there. He's dropped himself down to 19th. Turner in 20th at the moment. Are we going to have a move? Nothing behind them. He's got nothing to worry about there. I'll pop into the live chat for a moment because you guys have got to be saying something. Merv says, do you do comms for the rookies? No, Merv, I don't, my friend. I don't. Yeah, Aston, OP, straight line speed, 100%. And great racing from JR and Taylor, 100% reckless. It's been pretty awesome so far. Guys, if you're enjoying this content and you haven't pressed like, you know what to do. Yeah, I don't think I can make too much more of an argument for it than what we're seeing at the moment. Yeah, fabulous. Absolutely fabulous racing. Just having to send a quick text message there, which I apologise for. Yes, I know. Right, so Keddy still out front at 4.8 seconds. So the fact he got that qualifying run in and really managed to get away cleanly in lap 1 has massively helped him. This battle between Hughes, Volkov, Taylor, and now Dewsbury, well, that's allowed Keddy to scamper away because they've all been holding each other up. You know, I mean, you're driving this quick. I can't stress it enough, as we're under 10 minutes left of this first sprint race. There's that much going on. It's really difficult to keep that same pace going. I know you've got to be metronomic. I know that is the aim, to get that consistency and flow, but when you're in the heat of battle with other drivers who may be quicker or slower at certain phases of the race or certain parts of the track, you have to think about it. Harry Goswell, what we got there? Harry Goswell. Unfortunately, that McLaren looks like she's had a little bit of a wander as he gets into the bus stop chicane, and I'm fearing that's going to be a pit lane. And is he going to finish the race? Given there's 8 minutes left and it's the longest pit lane in the world, maybe he's not. This man has just taken the fastest lap of the race at 2:18.205. So Volkov's fancies himself maybe a high position on the podium, although that probably wouldn't have helped him. They are dropping Taylor. You can see that. They are dropping Taylor at the moment. So maybe it was a case of that it happens, you know. Maybe the tyre pressures aren't set up quite right, and okay, they last okay for 10-15 minutes, but the amount that you're pushing them, they're going to drop off at some point. Maybe if that's what's happened to Taylor, that would be my guesstimate. Anyway, Coop, sorry I'm not here much. There's a massive football game on. What game's that? What game's that, Del? Sent here to you because you ignore Twitch. Yeah, that's right. It's on my YouTube. I don't have Twitch. It's just restreamed on Twitch. This is where the magic happens, Dow, as they like to say. You should know that. Anyway, back to the race. Dow, talk to all of the cool people in the chat, mate. I know you'll be happy to do that. Right, let me move away. Oh, Dewsbury really wants a piece, doesn't he? He really wants a piece of Taylor. 0.5 seconds. Chris Schneider's still 6th. Albuquerque's 7th. Osorio 8th. Duran is 9th, and then Dave Goodway is 10th. Goodway's a second behind Duran. Freeman's only a second behind him as well, and Neil Woodward's just gone yellow down at the bottom of the screen, so he's evidently had an issue there. So there's a Porsche facing the wrong way. That is unfortunate, Mr. Woodward, but crack on, as I'm sure you certainly will. Back to this scrap. It's fairly evenly gapped now, actually. I want to find something a little bit closer. Let's go through. Let's have a look at Albuquerque. There he is in the 194. BMW currently in 7th place, doing well to keep Osorio. Wow, 7 seconds. Wow, it's quite a big gap there. And then you've got Duran just behind, so I think we do have a back marker in between them. So Dave Goodway and Serkan Duran, they're having a nice little dice, aren't they? And Sean Freeman wants to get involved in that as well. Keno's only 2.5 seconds further down the road. And then we've got James Williams 2 seconds further down the road again. If you look at the gap, all round about sort of 2.5 seconds further back. So this one is the closest one we've got on track. So, well, let's stick with it, shall we? Mr. Dave Goodway. Well, I believe it'll be getting a bit dark. I can see some lights coming on, which means we may have, this might run into the night. We've got another race after this one, which would be fantastic, and it will probably buck it down as well, just to throw a little bit more into the mix, which I don't mind seeing at all. So up the top of radio, we go onto the Camel Straight. Serkan Duran, he took that very nicely, I have to say, but you can see Dave Goodway is now closing in on him, but I don't really think that's his major concern, because this is the Honda of Sean Freeman. The 83 Honda is closing him down all the time into the heavy braking zone, into Lacombe. He has managed to close up. You would expect that concertina effect in a relatively heavy braking zone. That still carries some momentum through it. Well, he's certainly in a better position to attack. He doesn't need to defend too much at the moment, but I'm sure his mirrors are going to be suitably full. Crazy. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. 20 epic minutes so far. Really, really good battles up and down the field. And Volkov, as you can see in third place, is only 0.4 now behind Junior Hughes. He does hold the fastest lap of the race. He's been threatening this. He was really quick in qualifying as well, and in free practice, and it seems like he's just he took himself, and Kino's had an issue there. He's dropping down the grid down into 15th now, so he's obviously had an off. But Volkov, as I say, it was almost like he just started the race quite sedately and has grown into the race, maybe looking after those tyres a bit more, burning off a little bit of that fuel. So 0.3, I'm going to shush for a second so we can all hear the serenity of the Aston. Well, newsflash, I've just heard from the pit lane that Harry Goswell decided, obviously with the global cost of living crisis and rather high cost of oil, that he'd go cheap on the fuel and not put enough in. Harry, never mind, mate, never mind. Race 2, put more in, Harry. Always put an extra lap's worth in just in case, mate. That's what I'll do. So Sean Freeman, he's got a move done on Duran there. Oh, they love taps. So Junior Hughes, we've got elbows out here, ladies and gents, as you would expect. There isn't long left in this race, and these two, well, Volkov thought he was try. I think Volkov probably thought he was going to try and just come along the outside and carry a bit of momentum around there to then be on the inside for the next one. And Junior Hughes went, I think I'll just move over the track a little bit more because it's mine. So in no uncertain terms, they both understand where they are at the moment. So there's going to have to be a forceful pass, I do believe. He's not going to give that position up easy. And then further back again, we've got Dewsbury and Taylor, 4th and 5th, still going at it, these two. Look at Robin Taylor there in his Aston. He's got to be worried. I'd be worried. I would be a bit worried because Schneider's still in 6th. Albuquerque 7th there, reasonably gapped. Surio's in 8th, 8 seconds down. Goodways up to 9th. James Williams in the Pink Pig finds himself yet again in a top 10 position in the Super Sprint race. I like his strategy. Thompson's 11th. Kish is in 12th place. Those two are only a second and a half between them. And then we've got Duran and Freeman. Freeman's only 0.3 behind Duran. Anna Brown's 15th. Breckfield's 16th. Woodward 17th. Turner's 18th. And then Herbert and Kino. So Kino evidently had quite a big issue there. Which is why that didn't happen. And these two are back at it again. Into the bus stop we go. What have we got left? 2 minutes 10. Wow, they've got 1 lap left. It's like I'm sidekick. So, last lap. If we don't see fireworks in this lap, I'm going to be very, very surprised. And also, Dewsbury is only 0.2 behind Taylor. Guys, what are you doing to me? Right, as you can see, he gets a good drive out of there. He's got a good drive out of there. But Volkov, he's trying to have really harry and harass Hughes as we go into a rouge. Hughes, he's just got to make sure he gets those lines correct. They both fly over the top of Radillon. No one's given an inch. He's staying in the toe. Look at Hughes trying to break that toe as he moves. He makes that move across. You're not allowed to weave, evidently. And Dewsbury and Taylor's only, oh my word, is only 0.1. Look at these guys dicing as they're coming up to Lecouve. This is absolutely fantastic racing. And Hughes manages to hold on to that one. As you can see, the gap between the two behind us just elongated slightly. So this is the main battle. This is the one. This is the big one on the final lap. Kenny's 5.1 seconds out in front. He's just got to keep it smooth. Make sure he's hitting his braking points. Making sure he's keeping the car online. And he will be totally fine to take this win. Dave Goodway just popped up on my screen. So he's having a bit of an issue there. Taylor and Dewsbury, that battle has ceased. Into Podium for the last time. Really important to get a good drive out of here. They both, I'd say, get a very similar drive out of there as JR's Rain light seems to be flashing away. I can't see any rain at the moment. Doesn't mean we're not going to get any as we go into campus for the final time. Squeeze that throttle on, back it off, get a good line through there, squeeze that on, try and get up to the back of that BMW. Nothing happening for him at the moment, and wow, this is absolutely fantastic racing. So we'll see what it's like from the back of Hughes' BMW now. A little bit, they're all following each other exactly the same line. They're not giving an inch, no moves anywhere else. Domikost Kish is only 0.3 behind Thompson for 11th and 12th. We'll obviously move back and have a look at some of those shortly. Well, we've got to have a look at Keddy, but I know guys, I know as they're coming into, there's got to be a move in the bus stop as Hughes just goes plumb bang in the middle of the road as they come into the bus stop for the last time. He's got to be tight through there though, and it looks like Volkov's got a really good drive out of there, but I think Junior Hughes has got to hold him off. Keddy, well done to you, mate, for winning that race. Well done, Keddy. Fantastic race. Well done to you. P2 by the skin of his teeth. Oh, you want some donuts? Okay, let's have some donuts. Beautiful, Keddy. Beautiful. Yeah, Junior Hughes by the skin of his teeth takes second place, and I'm very, very impressed with that drive from Konstantin Volkov in third. Well done to you, sir. There's your podium in the pro class. Robin Taylor finished in fourth. That's a good finish from him, although he was in second place under a lot of pressure in there. And Mr. Dewsbury, look at him finishing fifth. Fantastic run from Aaron. P1 in the AM class. Chris Schneider has finished in sixth. Fireworks going off there in sixth place. Albuquerque seventh. P2 for the AMs, and Osorio 8th overall, P3 in the AM class. Dave Goodway 9th. James Williams finished in P10. Well done to you, James Williams. And then we've got Ian Thompson in his Lambo in 11th. Domikost Kish has finished in 12th. Sean Freeman ended up in 13th place there. Alan Brown 14th. Serkan Duran 15th. Breck Vilms, again, no practice for this man, but hey, look at him. Decent position there. Cass in 16th. Woodward 17th. Had an off during the race in his Porsche. And then Herbert comes across the line in 18th. Turner's in 19th place, closely followed by Kino, who, until whatever happened to him, was having a really epic battle. Darren finish is in 21st, and Harry Goswell, again, obviously, well, he's got enough fuel for donuts. Well, that's good. He's just saved enough in there for a quick hop out down to the shop. But fastest lap of the race belongs to third place man Volkov as well, with a 2:18.205. And ladies and gents, I thought that was a pretty fabulous race. What do you all think in the live chat? Let me know. Mr. Young is in. Good evening, Stephen. Yeah, potentially. I thought there was a dive coming, but they're all behaving themselves nicely. 9910 from your judges. What is that for the donuts, or is that for the Harry, get back. There you go. That's it. Do as you're told, mate. Keddy, faster. Right, did you see 4 Hours of Spy in real life yesterday? The guy won a race doing a cutback at the bus stop, was only a few inches in front of second. It was absolutely mad, but I did not see that. I may try and find that on YouTube afterwards to have a look. So, ladies and gents, that was race one. Race one, okay? I need a drink. One sec. Yeah. Right. Race one complete. That was 25 minutes of chaos. Brilliant racing. I think you will all agree. Track temperature is dropping, as you can also see. It's gone down to 12 and 12. I think things may change in race 2. Certainly. 11 of you been watching currently. Thank you very much. Please do press like. Remember, we have another race coming up for you in just a moment. Another 10 minutes of qualifying. And we saw what that was like in the first effort. And then another 25-minute sprint race. So we kind of know who the players are now, don't we, in terms of pace. No, you want some rain, Pez. Not we. You want some rain. I bet JR's got to get on in a minute blank. No. Sunshine, please. Let's warm it up slightly. I think we will get some rain. I think we may just get some rain. So, by my calculations, even with that result, that now means Reckless Pez, who's in the live chat, is going to drop from leading the pro class. If that's not going to make you feel any worse, I don't know what will, unfortunately. But, hey, I can't do much about that. As we are waiting for quite a while to move into that. So whilst we are waiting, let's just... What should we do whilst we're waiting? Let's remind ourselves...
How important is qualifying to you in a 24-hour race?
Of our series calendar. I think that's a good one. That's a long pause for me. I do apologise, but there's so many things I can show you all. Again, so guys and girls, you know, what we put on. We are the Super Sprint Series right now, as you can see on your screen. Tuesdays, 8 o'clock, 2 25-minute sprint races. No pits, no fuel, no tyres. Just a straight sprint race, elbows out. Rookies is on a Thursday, 8 o'clock. That's an hour race with pit stops. And then we've got the Pure Simgear GT3 Fridays, which again is an hour race with pit stops. All of these are live streamed. I do the sprints and the Fridays on the YouTube, and the rest is on the Twitch channel, although this is also on the Twitch channel, so don't be shy if you want to have a look at both. Nobody minds. Right, so we've got what would appear wow, Reckless. I think there's something been thrown into the mix, I'll give you that much. So we have got ourselves a qualifying session, 10 minutes, as we all know from watching the first one. And yeah, it's pretty dark, isn't it? Which is great, because that's going to make my job so much more easy now, with it being really dark and all the lights I've got in my room blinding me. I'm not going to be able to see much, but it'll be fine. Yeah, poor me, I get it. Right, who's first out the bag? No, it's not you, Briz, not this time, because Junior Hughes gets first out the bag. He evidently saw what happened. He evidently saw what happened in qualifying on the last one, and having that track position at the start was not 100% the reason why, but certainly helped Keddy get away and build that gap and just hold that gap. So I think JR has probably got a similar thing on his mind. Let's change what we can see in terms of our tower on the left hand side. Right, we're going to put some personal best doubters on, so we'll be able to see when they get into their flying laps. Obviously the timings next to their number will either be green if they're going quicker than the previous one, or they'll be red if they're slower. So it will help us differentiate who's on a quick lap, and we can go from there. So Mr. Junior Hughes starts his first flying lap into the source, hard on the brakes again, get that car tucked in. Let's get in there and have a look at what it looks like at night time. Let's see what he can see, so we can start putting ourselves in his frame of mind. Right, can anyone join? Yeah, anyone can join the rookies, Mr. Young. Chris says, well done, JR, indeed. Yeah, anyone can join the rookies, apart from you, because you're not a rookie, and you're just lying, trying to fool everyone to win a championship. Smiley says, sent you a link on Discord, Coops. Okay, buddy. Steve Young, if you're an AM and on our Discord, just to let everybody know, because there's a lot of new people, obviously, that follow it, Stephen Young, in the live chat, is actually RSR Timmy Blunder, which the originals in FRL will know is my teammate until he decided to move across to Abu Dhabi for a fantastic opportunity in terms of, leading a rather large company. So he's doing very well out there, which is good to know. But you will all get to meet him at Donington. So if you're not aware, Donington, October 15th. It says there's 50 of us going. I doubt there is 50, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be about 40. So come and join the fun. And I don't know where the rain is, Smiley. I think it will come. I think everyone's being lured into a false sense of security. We're all panicking now because it's at night, thinking, oh, I've never driven at night, or I'm no good at night, or it's really difficult at night. And then when they get into the race, because they'll be thinking, okay, I've got used to it in qualifying, the rain will surely fall. That's what I would do if I was being a little bit mean. Not that I would want to be mean, but you know, you get the general gist. Right, so Junior Hughes. I love it when the timing does that. I really love it. I actually really hate it when it does that. Let's do session best. No, well, that's not going to give us too much information with the screen like that either. Right, so JR crosses the line. He's the first one to set a quick lap at 2:18.967. Albuquerque is in third place. Dave Goodway's gone second with just under half a second behind him. So I'm going to take that off what I can see and try and redo that for you guys. So remember, this is the second qualifying session for the evening. There's only 5 minutes left. I told you. You know, you could get you get a lap in terms of sorting out all of your tyre pressures, and then you're going to get 2, maybe 3 out of push flyers. But JR's doing his best to keep that lead at the moment. So who's in second? Robin Taylor again, and he's done with that one. I think he wants to go and make himself a little bit of a change in there. James Williams, as we can see, in the 41 Mercedes. Fantastic race, actually. Didn't qualify particularly strongly in the last one, but again, just by being, I would suggest, safe and consistent. You all know consistency is key in GT racing. Just being safe and consistent, managed to get a top 10 finish. So I'm sure he'll be hoping for more of the same. Keno was really unlucky in the last one. Was having a great race, and then we didn't see actually what happened, but ended up off the track. Simon Taylor's yellow at the moment, so he's had himself a little bit of a wander. You know, you 100% know it's going to rain on Friday, Smiley. 100%, yeah? Is that because you set the server up? Jokes. I'm joking, right. So where we, hold on, let me just pull this back up, because it's rather annoying that it's done it like that. So, who's currently in provisional pole? Keddy. Keddy's in provisional pole with a 2:18 flat. That's a great time from him. Almost ducking it into the 17s. And then in second place currently we've still got Lock and Load, who's got a good almost half a second behind him. That is an impressive lap. Keddy seems to have that Honda absolutely perfectly dialed in there. You can see quickest in sector 2 and 3, but worryingly for everybody else, not quickest in sector 1. So there's 17s in there as James Williams has just gone yellow. Dave Goodway, let's see what he could do. Currently in 4th at the moment. We've got 2 minutes 38 seconds, so he's definitely going to get this lap in. Maybe, well, he's going to get this and one more in, and then we'll have to see how it all pans out. So Neil Woodward not done a lap time yet. Darren Shodje is currently in 19th. Simon Turner at 17th. Again, I wish this thing would sort itself out. I'm going to have a look at it or speak to the guys with the software, because it does have a habit of doing this. Hey, if you're with us so far, don't go anywhere. We've got an absolutely epic night race to come up. Remember, 25 minutes. And these guys, if it wasn't enough, they've got each other very similarly paced throughout the grid to contend with. They've now got the added difficulty of doing all of that at night. And Volkov, remember, he had a stonking race, didn't he, in race 1? He's just gone potentially P1 with a 2:17.677. That begs the question then, where is Keddy, and can he go any quicker? So Keddy's just got to cross the start finish line. At the moment he doesn't, so he doesn't improve on that lap. He's going to get one more in. This is going to be tight. So let's see, where's Taylor? Robin Taylor. Junior Hughes is in 3rd. He hasn't improved on his quickest time so far, for 2:18.525. So he could improve on that one. Dewsbury back in 19th. Remember, he did that in race 1 and then qualified, I think, in 5th. So let's see if lightning does strike twice in that situation, as we're on board with Keddy at the moment, who's chasing down that provisional pole. As he goes over the top of Radion onto the Kemmel straight, he's got to be giving this absolutely everything. See what they can see from the splitter in the night. It's like watching it's like watching the end of Terminator 2, isn't it? If you're old enough and you've seen Terminator 2, you'll know what I mean. You know the shot for the back of the van? It's just the road. Okay. If Youngie's in it, he'll know. He'll know the shot. Certainly will. Right, 10 of you in. So we're just coming towards the end of this epic qualifying session. Currently, we've got Volkov is in the lead. Keddy's 3/10 off. This is his last shot. He doesn't get another one after this, and that was pretty wide there, but he just about think just about kept that within track limits. On the way down to Podium, on the brakes, down a couple of gears, pause a second, then squeeze the throttle on. He's hoping, with that early up change there, evidently hoping to carry some more momentum through into campus. On the brakes, down into second gear, get her tucked in, squeeze, then off, get it tucked again, squeeze. Again, he's just looking to minimise the wheel spin there. And into Stavolo. What's Keddy going to do? What you going to do, Keddy? Can you take that pole position back? Remember, Keddy was your pole position sitter from race 1 and scampered away and won that race. I'm sure he would love to do that in this second race. But Volkov is still currently in pole position as Keddy comes round Blanchimont up towards the bus stop chicane. Got to get this braking point absolutely right, but try and carry a little bit of extra momentum through there. That was quite nice. Really important to get the drive out of here correct. And Keddy comes across the start-finish line. What's he going to do? Keddy goes P1. Bosh! Well done with a 2:17.630. So Keddy is currently in the box seat. Wow, where's Volkov? Is he still out? Where is he? No, he's in the pit. So Keddy steals. Although Junior Hughes is still out. Let's see what he's going to do. Keddy steals P1, but Junior Hughes is currently P3. Comes up to the bus stop chicane. Let's see if he can improve on that. Obviously, we've had a bit of track evolution as well there, and the fuel burning down. What's he going to do? What's Junior Hughes going to do? Is he going to improve? He's in P3 at the moment. He does not improve on that. So Junior Hughes stays in P3 currently. Wow, 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 ladies and gents. That was a fantastic qualifying session. We've still got guys out there at the moment. We'll see how that all shakes out, and then I'll be able to give you the actual running order once the software sorts itself out. So let me go on there. Escape. Oh, Dewsbury's still out. Okay, well, let's see what Dewsbury can do. He crosses the start-finish line. Does he improve? Well, if he does, it's not going to tell me right now anyway. So, let's go back over there. So, Keddy in P1, Volkov P2, only 4700ths behind him. Then a further 10th back on the nose is Junior Hughes. Chris Schneider starts in 4th. That's a very good qualifying session. Freeman in 5th, a second down the road. Then we've got Goodway 6th, Dewsbury 7th, again P1 for the AM class. Taylor's going to start 8th. Remember, he qualified 2nd in race 1, so maybe he's not a fan of driving in the dark. Albuquerque 9th and Domikos Kish in 10th. Azorio's going to start 11th, Goswell 12th, Duran 13th, Brown's going to start in 14th, James Williams 15th in his Merc, Darren Shoje is going to start in 16th, Keno down in 17th, Vilms Cascanova in 18th, Thompson 19th, Turner's going to start in 20th, and then we've got Herbert 21st, and Neil Woodward, well, he's going to start, Neil Woodward's going to start last. Interesting, Mr. Woodward. I'd be keen, well, I'm sure he's not going to be in the live chat, but it would be interesting to know if that was deliberate or what. So, very, very interesting. Right, race gaps, that will do for me, please. Thank you very much. So, as you can see, everyone is all yellow because no one's going anywhere right now. Right, live chat. We're going to start our formation up again shortly. No more things going. Right, guys and girls. Given that we've watched race 1 and we saw what happened in race 1, what's a prediction? Top 3 prediction for race 2. Robin Taylor's massively out of position in 8th place. And we saw he started in 2nd in race 1, had that really epic battle with Hughes and Volkov, ended up dropping down to 4th place. Goodway's had a good qualifying session there, hasn't he? Up in 6th, so that could be positive for him. That could be positive for him. And it's good to see Darren Shoje has put in a better qualifying than the first time round, and he's going to start in 16th place. All interesting, all good. 25 minutes coming up. We've got the formation lap first again. If you didn't get the fun fact at the beginning of the show, I'll share that with you again. Yeah, as we have a very quick look at our track walk. If you didn't catch that at the start of the show, just to give us again some more information, well, not more information, just puts in your mind's eye about what the drivers can expect on the way around this 7-kilometre track. And yeah, Spa is actually 101 years old. It was opened in 1921, and considering we're 2022, she's 101 years old, which is the same number as my car. I said that at the top of the show. And to be fair, it has brought us some good looks. We've had some fantastic racing so far. And if you look at the track walk through, again, it's just going through the different sectors, just picking out the main sort of action areas really around the lap. And we all know, well, we've seen action around that entire lap. No doubt about that. So I'm going to let that finish as the formation lap is just about to get underway. Everyone's coming out of their setups now. You can see we've got some beautiful lights on there, and we're going to get ready to go. So Smiley says Keddy, Volkov fight Taylor to come fourth, Harry to move up to second in the AM. Good shout. Well, let's hope Harry's put enough fuel in first, Smiley. Yeah, that would probably help. As Keddy leads us away on the formation lap, and Keddy's obviously just flashing his lights, checking they're working. That's good. That's good. Or maybe he's seen a rabbit on the track or something. Who knows? Right, 11 of you still in. If you haven't pressed like, please do. We are on the formation lap. We have had an absolutely stonking first race, and I mean, it really was. If you didn't get to watch that, if you're joining this late, no problem. We'll rewatch it on the YouTube channel afterwards because it was mighty, and I'm expecting the same. Although maybe a few more incidents, considering what you can see on your screen now, which is not an awful lot, really, is it? No. Chris Schneider. Let's see what he can see. Stephen Young's put a shout out there. Good luck all. I think they're going to need it in this one, Steve, if I'm honest with you. What time is it in? It's midnight. Go to bed, young man. You've got to get up for work. Like, real work. I mean, we all have, but it's midnight there. Right, again, you can hear him going up and down through the gears. You can hear him getting those brakes on. We did say earlier on, if you're not au fait with why the drivers do this on this lap, it's to generate heat from the brakes, which will dissipate out into the sidewall of the tyre, which will help heat the tyre wall, and then obviously that's going to generate heat through the centre of the tyre, along with actually, you know, the physical movement of the tyre on the track. So more temp in the tyres means they're going to work better. Got to be sticky, and we like sticky tyres. Well, as sticky as you can get, given this situation, as they're just approaching Puyon at the moment. So we're on board with Chris Schneider, as you can see there, in P4. So Sean Freeman, there he is in his Honda, and then Dave Goodway just behind him in 6th. Dewsbury in the Red Kings Motorsport liveried McLaren there. Robin Taylor in his Aston. Albuquerque, you can't really see the livery on his Beamer, to be fair. Wrong part of the track to be doing that. Domkos Kiss in 10th. Osorio is in 11th. Harry Goswell looks like he's in a hurry there, as does Serkan Duran. So everyone's closing up. Everybody's closing up. Keddy's just holding everybody up at the moment. He's being smart, isn't he? Ah, did you see that? I saw that was a beautiful little livery on the side. Look at the rear quarter there, down the bottom. Look at that. Oh, there's no light. That's a shame. I'll tell you where there will be. There. Well, he's going to have to close up. The little badge at the bottom there. Can you see it? Oh, look, look. Little badge just above Pirelli. Ah. Thanks, Keddy. COOMSbyCOOPS. Love it. Love it. Right, Helicam. Come on, boys. Let's get formed up. Right, so through Blanchimont. Evidently, that's the slowest they're going to go through there this evening, unless they're having a sideways issue And now they form up 2 by 2 up towards the bus stop. I'm not going to go on board with Keddy this time. We're going to hit up Sean Freeman. Yeah, nicely in the pack. We're going to see what he can do. Right, ladies and gents, they're just going to do the run down here through the source and then down the hill, and away they shall go. Not long to go. Not long to go. Thank you for bearing with us. It is a long formation lap, but it's really important for these guys and girls to get that formation lap done. You don't want to be getting the race underway, going through Eau Rouge, and probably more importantly into the braking zone of Lacombe with horribly cold tyres, because you're asking for trouble anyway. Through the source we go. We're ready. We are ready. I'm ready. Are you guys ready? I hope you are. So, race 2, Formula Racing Inc. Super Sprint Series, round 5 at Spa. Let's see what this one can deliver for us. And they're waiting. They're paused. Who's going to get the jump off the line? Ready? Go, go, go. Right, here we go. Come on then, guys. On the way down to Eau Rouge. Anything going to happen? Is he going to make it through there safely? Looks like it so far. No contact in front. Oh dear, Dewsbury. Dewsbury's lost it on the way up. Ready on there, so he is out of action, unfortunately. But hey, that's good news for Goodway. Sean Freeman is trying to make a move on Chris Schneider into the braking zone. Are we all going to get through there alive? It looks like it at the moment. Okay, it looks like it. It looks like it. So, as we can see, the snake of lights winds its way down towards Brugel's. No major incidents at the moment that I can see on the timing screens, which is good. I do have one off the track, though. And who is that? Harry Goswell. Harry Goswell. That is unfortunate. Anyway, so Keddy is still your man at the top. Volkov is in second place. I think he's gonna really fancy trying to put a challenge in for this one, given how well he did in the last race. Junior Hughes knows if he gets an opportunity, he's gonna have to take that. Remember, he had that really epic dice with Chris Schneider previously, before he had the fight with Robin Taylor. Chris Schneider's just behind Junior Hughes in 4th. Then we've got Freeman in 5th, Goodway in 6th, and it is all going off. Oh, and Freeman got himself... Wow, Freeman got way out of shape there, didn't he? So Goodway sees an opportunity. Is he going to take it? That's the question. Is he going to manage to get that move done? You can see Freeman's just on your left-hand side, so he's holding the inside line, going to go through Blanchimont. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's Goodway. He ends up going wide there, so is that going to bring him under pressure? Well, he's certainly gone defensive just in case Robin Taylor thinks he's going to try and make a move around the outside. And Domikos Kiss, he looked pretty close there, didn't he, to the back of Taylor. Fastest lap, obviously. Kelly's the only one who's done a time lap so far. So we'll see how that pans out a little bit later on as they go down towards La Source for the second time. Who was that? Serkan Duran. Warming egg. Serkan Duran absolutely piling in there, didn't he? Slightly late in the braking zone, no doubt. So Serkan Duran is in 9th. We're on board with Domikos Kish at the moment in 8th place as we go down through Eau Rouge, up Radion, over the top of the crest, and then on to the Kemmel Straight. Herbert and Woodward have swapped places down there, so it looks like those two have had a little love tap, and maybe that's going to do them some serious damage for the rest of this race. Robin Taylor, he's thinking about it into Lacombe. He's going for it. He is going for that move, and Dave Goodway holds his line. He holds himself firm there and manages to just about keep Taylor behind him. But Taylor's thinking about ducking out again in the run down to No Name. Absolutely side by side. Lovely flames flying outside through Brugel's. Robbie Taylor gets that move done. Fantastic placement, and again you can see he's just drifted across nicely, just so he's going to cut off any potential comeback move there from Goodway in his McLaren. So really good move from Robin Taylor, puts himself up into 6th place. I'm sure Goodway is going to want to try and take that one back, because it's a bit further down the road. Domikos and Serkan Duran, they find themselves getting into a rather close quarters fight. It's only 0.4 between them, and this is for 8th and 9th place. We should have a little look at these guys. quick check in there. Michael Races, good evening, sir. How are you, my friend? Good to have you in the chat. How did you get on? Please let me know how you got on in the race and traction. I mean, he should come in here as well, but if he doesn't, and you know, yeah, let us know. Be good to know, mate. The RKM boys are doing okay. Not setting the world alight this evening, but it is a very, very close. Has been a very close race. But good to have you in, Mr. Races. Is indeed. Right, we'll come off that. That gap is elongated. Sean Freeman, he's your man. He's your man that we want to be on with at the moment because he's just, well, don't kiss him too much. Kelly does a new fastest lap of the race with a 2:19.162. And Chris Schneider in the 14 BMW, you can see just in front of us, goes a little bit defensive in the run down towards La Source. Both get hard on the brakes. And you can see there, Junior Hughes is only 1.5. You just saw his BMW just in front there. It's only 1.5, now 1.8 behind Volkov. Volkov is having an excellent race yet again. Been very impressed with him. Closest battle on track now is currently this one. Sean Freeman just in front. Sean Freeman we're on board with, chasing down P4, which is Daniel Chris Schneider in the 14 BMW. Right, let's see how much of a run he's going to get. He's going to make a move. Don't think he's in a position to make a move at the moment, but did just get the nose out slightly, just to let him know that he's there, just to start trying to make him think about a few different things. Kelly's still in the lead. It's only 1.2 now, so Volkov has brought that gap down by 0.3. So you remember from race 1, he really grew into the race, didn't he? You know, he started off fairly sedately, and then by the end of the race, he was all over everybody in the right way, I should say. So we'll see if he can replicate that. It would appear OBS just managed to cut off for a little while, so we're back on with it, which is great. Apologies for that, everybody. My OBS just decided to disconnect, but has reconnected. In the live chat whilst we're watching this battle, who's that one there? Alan Brown. Nope, we need to change. Fresh Brizzle. Where is he? Fresh Brizzle versus James Williams. James Williams finds himself in the top 10 yet again as Volkov takes fastest lap of the race with a 2:19.115. Now you remember previously, before I go into the live chat and talk to Michael and Traction, Alan Brown, his Fresh Brizzle, has only been over on the console for, I'd say, 6 weeks now. I can't keep saying 4 weeks. Sean Freeman, whoa, Chris Schneider. Sean Freeman's got the move done, has moved up to 4th place. And Taylor and Goodway have evidently been swapping places again. So we have had some movement up there, which is good to see. The point I'm trying to get to is, we all know James Williams, he runs FRL, and Alan Brown, usually when these two race, just gives him, well, basically the key to the track, just gives him all the room, won't ever put a move on him, so let's see him get his elbows out. Come on, look, he's backed off, go! Get him! Pick him, oh, no, don't take him out, but get him. Anyone want to see the back of a pig? There you go. Right, into the COOMS, got to get hard on the brakes. James Williams will have the inside line there, but is he going to drift wide? So you see that Fresh Brizzle wanted to try and make a move there. As Volkov, as you can see at the top of your screens, is only 0.7 behind Kelly now. That is going to turn into a challenge, which we will have a look at. Let's just see what it's looking like from his point of view. Being harassed by the Aston as Neil Woodward falls down the standings yet again. Not too good there. We need to get on board with this, I'm afraid, because we've got a scrap for the lead, ladies and gents. So Keddy, obviously, you know, driving nicely. But Volkov's just done the fastest lap of the race. He's in 2nd place. The gap is now only 0.4 seconds. Junior Hughes in 3rd. He'll be happy with 3rd, I would suggest. He's 2.8 seconds down the road. And he's then got a 3.94 second gap back to his Run DJC teammate Sean Freeman. So those two will be quite happy with that. Chris Schneider, he's closing that gap back down to Sean. He wants that 4th position back, and Robin Taylor's having a good run at the moment. Dave Goodway in 7th, aka Crazies in the 34. McLaren's only half a second behind Robin Taylor. That could develop. And then we've got Kish, who is leading the AM class. He is leading the AM class nicely. Serkan Jarani 2nd in the AM class, and James Williams, top 10 finish in race 1, is currently in 10th place in race 2 and 3rd in the AM class. Fantastic drive. Alan Brown's 11th. Brett Vilms is 12th. That's a good run from him. We'll have a look at him in a moment. And Serkan Duran, Woodward and Dewsbury all in the pits. Well, ladies and gents, you don't have to pit stop. It's a sprint race. So I can only assume those individuals are going to retire. Michael Races, P6 from P11. Good result, Michael. Very, very good. And traction, P22 up to P19. You're both going in the right direction. That's all that we need, isn't it? Oh, well done, gents. Well done indeed. So these two, their battle is raging. We have got 15 minutes left of this race. This was probably around about the time in race 1 where Konstantin Volkov really started to pick up the pace. Definitely. And Kino's just done a move. He's moved up to 13th place. Serkan Duran, well, we know he's in the pits at the moment. So Ian Thompson's dropped down to 15th. Simon Turner is in 16th. Herbert is 17th. Albuquerque is in 18th. And in the pits we've got Woodward, Dewsbury. Yeah, that's a shame, and I think we've had one leave at the moment. So in the pits, there we go. We've got Dewsbury there's in the pits. Woodward is in the pits as well, unfortunately. And then Albuquerque is your next man on the track. So we have to, everybody, when we watch the live streams, I like to give everybody some airtime when there's decent battles going on. This is a very close battle at the front of the grid. I'm not just going to stick on this one. It's 0.7 at the moment, so currently is just the quickest one, and Serkan Duran is yellow again. What's happened to him? What's happened to him? Not sure. Not sure there. Okay, nothing else happening over there at the moment. So what times have we got? So Keddy's quickest lap is actually, you know what I haven't done? This is what we need to do, guys and girls. We need to do a comparison. So look at the bottom of your screen now. We can see the lap times between Marco and Volkov, and we can see where the differences are. So you can quite clearly see that Aston Martin on the last lap certainly. Oopsie, what's that? My phone's pinging off. People are probably sending me thousands of pounds again. You don't have to do it, guys, but all I'll say is if you do want to make a small donation to the comms room to help improve it even more for you guys, buymeacoffee.com/COOMSbyCOOPS. Small one-off donations. It's not a Patreon, it's not a monthly thing. I won't be offended if you don't, but if you do, I'll be very, very grateful. Yeah, so this battle continues. 0.7 seconds. Dave Goodway, we need to get on board with that one, don't we, at the moment, because that is looking pretty juicy. There is a move happening right now. So Goodway and Taylor, they are at it. Oh, Chris Schneider's in the pit, so he's fallen down the grid. Maybe he's evidently had an issue there, but that means that Dave Goodway and Robin Taylor, they can renew their little scrap they were having earlier on. There's 12.5 minutes left of this race, and Alan Brown has managed, well, has he done it? He has. Brizzle has put a move on James Williams, and look at them dicing, trying the old switcheroo. Great racing from these two, I've got to say. Absolutely neck and neck. Come on, boys, let's do it. And he lets him pass to get. I think he's just being too kind. So James Williams, I'm joking. James can evidently drive, otherwise he wouldn't be in here. So James manages to hold on to 8th place now. Well, I like it. It's good. It's good racing. Cannot complain about that at all. And Volkov's now only 0.4 behind, so he keeps just chipping away, doesn't he? Chipping away at that lead to Keddy, but Keddy's a very experienced driver. I don't know how experienced Volkov is, because it's the first time that I've actually commentated on him. Definitely got pace, definitely got consistency, so I think we're quite lucky to have another driver in of that stature, which is always great to see within Formula Racing League. And just so everybody knows, in the pits currently we've got Dewsbury, Woodward, Albuquerque and Chris Schneider, although I think Albuquerque's come back out, so those guys, I think they are all done. That means Ian Thompson's in 15th. He is 3.3 seconds behind Herbert in 14th place. He's in turn 5.1 seconds behind Simon Turner in 13th, who's 21.8 seconds behind Kino, who's in 12th place. Kino's still 14 seconds adrift of Sergio Osorio. I was going to say Sergio Oz, that was the name he used to go by in a previous season. But they look like they're having a nice little fight, don't they? So let's get on board with Sergio, and let's see him chase down the RKM. Brecht Wilms, aka Cascanova, is currently running in 10th place. Really good effort from him so far. And if we get close enough, we will be able to read what he's got on the pole. We probably won't from where the lights are, but yeah, all show no go, I do believe. Volkov, just to keep you guys up to date, is now only 0.3, and it's gone back to 0.4 again, and now 0.5. So Keddy and Volkov at the front there. Wow, I mean, that is a line and a half, isn't it? Let's be honest. So he's definitely got a better run through there because he cut the track. I'd be surprised if there wasn't a track warning as we come into the braking zone on the brakes into Lacombe, and Cass just keeps out of the way. You know, that was probably the right thing to do there, Cass. Why risk the points? And Volkov is off. So either they've touched, or where are they? Okay, they're coming down towards Podium, aren't they? So he's probably got on the gas maybe a little bit early through Bruxelles, and then the car's got out of shape and spat him off into the wall. That would be my guess. Anyway, winner out of that is this man, Junior Hughes, which, if our man Reckless is still in the live chat, that's not good for you, mate, because that means Hughes is going to get even more points. But there you go. Michael Races says Keno the legend. Of course he's a legend. He is a legend, we know he is. Taylor to 5th, he'll get that 4, says Smiley. Well, we'll see it unfold. We shall see it unfold. So Keddy now has a 6.1 second lead at the front. So again, he's got 9 minutes left. He's got to put in 4. Doesn't even need to put in 4 qualifying laps, does he? He needs to put in 4 clean laps and he'll be okay. Volkov still holds the quickest lap of the race. Junior Hughes, he's now got a 2.3 second gap back to Freeman. So a run DJC, double podium on the way potentially. But Taylor hasn't given up yet in 4th place in his Aston Martin, although he's 5.5 seconds down the road. Dom is having a good race in 5th place, leading the AMs at the moment. So 5th overall, P1 in the AM class. And I think we should have a little listen to the Lexus. We haven't done that yet, as Ian Thompson has gone yellow and dropped to place, which puts Michael Herbert up into 13th. Anyway, Lexus time, peeps. Tiny little lift there. Well, it wasn't, I wouldn't even say it was a lift really, it was a little throttle modulation, but that's a lift, yeah, I get it. Dave Goodway in 6th place. James Williams is now up to 7th with Alan Brown 0.2 behind him. Now, unless, I don't know if they've got a deal or something going on here. I mean, but they're that close at every race we get to. I think it'll be interesting to see if they're that close at Donington. Maybe they'll share a tent or a car. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm just, you know. Very close. Anyway, so Dom is having a good race there, isn't he? Dave Goodway finds himself in 6th place. He's 8 seconds behind Dom. But again, he's going to pick up some decent points here at the moment, and that's all he probably needs to be worried about. James Williams we've just looked at, and evidently Fresh Brizzle's listening to the stream because he's decided to back off a little bit. That's probably not a wise idea though, because the gap you've got in front of him there to James is pretty much the same gap he's got behind him to Sergio. And remember, Sergio, oh wow, that was James, that was Williams, wasn't it? I shouldn't laugh really, but the Pink Pig gets herself all out of shape there. So big winner out of that one. Big winner out of that one is this guy. Brecht Films Cascanova finds himself in 8th place. Fantastic, Cass. Really well done. 8th place for him so far. A little bit out of shape there, but I'm sure he's going to be very happy with that. Cass, 6.5 minutes, buddy. 2.5 laps to go. Just keep it consistent. That's all you need to do. That's what we've got in his... Did we say to have a look at that? Oh yeah, you can't really see anything from there. Oh, windscreen wipers. Oh dear. Come on, guys. Are you telling me? Are you telling me it's going to rain at the end of the last 5 minutes? Right, Reckless, if you're on, I think we've got some rain coming. This could potentially be a saviour. I mean, I doubt it, but you never know. So Sergio's back in. Sergio's back in 9th. James Williams is still in 10th place. Something's changed on my screen, which I'm not too... No, that's fine. Simon Turner is in 11th place. And then we've got Michael Herbert in 12th. Ian Thompson in 13th. And remember, Anderson Albuquerque, who is still running. I mean, fair play to him. He is still running. He's done a pit stop in a sprint race. 5.5 minutes left to go, but there's only 14 left in the race, so he's going to pick up some really decent points, which is, you should always keep going. And Keno is in the pit, so maybe that means his race is done as well. We shall see. So close battles on track at the moment is this guy, James Williams, is your closest battle on track, trying to chase down Sergio Osorio in 9th place, who's in the 5:03 Aston. 5 minutes on the nose left to go. So everything... Oh, James is lost it again. So maybe he picked up a little bit of damage previously. Reckless says, I'd like a challenge. Good. Well, to be fair, I was, if you watched part of the stream, I was like... Actually, what it might have been on the stream, or it might be when I was having a chat pre-show, but I was talking very favourably in terms of your driving since you've been with us. It's really impressive. In fact, I was putting together a little dream team, and it was you, Milton, and Michael Races, Keddy, Junior Hughes, Freeman, Taylor, Kiss, Goodway, Brown, Films, and sort of... I've got to say everyone, haven't I? Otherwise I would get in trouble. You catch my drift. Right, so that was your closest battle. It is now not your closest battle on track. Where do we have a close one? Well, you guys are all looking at... You can see the splits like I can. 8.2, 5.4, 3.8, 7.4. There is no close battles on the track at the moment. So it would appear that if it stays as is, everybody should finish quite comfortably. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this open to the live chat for the last 3.5 minutes. Who do you want me to focus on next? Let's put it out there. Come on, guys. Which driver, first one that goes in there, that's who I'm going to follow next. Because I think everybody can get some time here. I'll wait and see whoever says. But whilst we're doing that, I'm going to go to Michael Herbert. Michael Herbert is an ever-present... James Williams is yellow again. So he's broke something on there, or a tyre's gone, or something's happening in that 41 AMG. I'm not liking that at all. So Michael Herbert there in the 46 Audi. It may be that the track, is becoming greasy, and everyone's been a little... Let's see how she goes through Blanchimont in the Audi. He did back off significantly there, and he's backed off a bit more. So maybe there is some rain, or maybe he's having to start to fuel save. Obviously, I'm not privy to all of that information, but you never know. Don't be honoured. Don't be honoured. But I call it as I see it, mate. I always do. Always do. Right, so Michael Herbert, thank you, Michael, for letting us ride on board with you for a little while there. Ian Thompson, Chica down in 13th place in the 55 Lambo. Let's give Chica a bit more airtime. Closest battle potentially developing at the front is between Freeman and Taylor, 3rd and 4th. There's 3.5 seconds between them. 2 minutes left. Can't see that happening really. So let's see what Chica can see. And if you look at the top of your screen, look at the way the light and the shadows are all flickering there on the top of the bumper. It's absolutely awesome. It's the tiny details. I bang on about this all the time. It's the tiny details of what we can do in terms of, or what I can do in terms of giving you guys a show and the angles, and then you guys get to enjoy that and think, this is just like watching something which is actually real. Which is fabulous. So Chica's had a good evening tonight. An absolute ever-present within Formula Racing League. Fantastic chap, and it is raining, so that's why everyone's doing a bit of slippy slidey. And has that changed many of the gaps in front? Not really. So they all know they've just got to get through one more lap. So it's raining down there, but it's not raining, as you can see as we're going through La Coombe. Oh no, I can see it on the screen now. So we have some rain. Now then, it's the last lap, and they're gonna have to really balance between tippy-toe, yeah, so they don't die and waste all of their hard work for the last 24 minutes and 10 seconds, but they can't back off too much because that's going to let other people attack. As you can see, Robin Taylor's gap down to Sean Freeman. That has shortened from 3.3 to 2.5, so we need to keep an eye on that one. We will stay on board with Keddy. Evidently, he is our race leader, and it is the final lap, so why wouldn't we stay on board with him? Well, I'm going to stay on this view. I like this view. You guys will probably want to see that view. Let's do that one. Let's black it out for the end of the race. 2.3 now between Taylor and Freeman. So the question is Freeman's Honda enjoying the bit of dampness? That's the question, isn't it? What do you reckon? Any positional changes for the end? I don't think we're going to get any positional changes. There's still 9 of you in at the moment. I really appreciate that, guys, sticking with it. We're about to finish this race. 2 epic, and I mean epic, 25-minute sprints. I've been thoroughly entertained, as I'm sure you all have. We've had incidents of really great fighting. We've had individual scraps. We've had packs of guys fighting as well. It's been really, really good to watch, and obviously there has been some unfortunate issues with some people, but that's racing. So Keddy, well done, my man. There you go, race 2 of 2, and Keddy's going to show us how to do a drift. No, he's not. So good job he doesn't play that game, or rally games, or whatever. Anyway, Keddy takes P1, a race 2. That's a double win, double poles, double win for Keddy. Junior Hughes, 2nd place. Well done, Lock and Load. Another great haul of points there. You are going to be putting some pressure now on Mr. Reckless, who's in the live chat, and yeah, Sean Freeman also on the podium, 3rd place. Well done, Sean. So run DJC, double podium, nice for them. Robin Taylor finished 4th, congratulations. Dom had a great finish there. Look at him, finished 5th overall, 1st in the AM class, and then we've got Goodway in 6th. Alan Brown at 7th overall, 2nd in class, and Brecht Williams, Cascanova. I'm doing this. Well done, mate. P3 on the podium in the AM class. Sergio finishes 9th. James Williams, top 10 finish again. Good haul of points for him. Simon Turner 11th. Herbert finished in 12th. Thompson 13th, and Albuquerque brought the rear of the grid up in 14th there. Kino, Volkov, Chris Schneider, Woodward, and Dewsbury did not finish the race. Well, I think you will all agree. That was absolutely brilliant. Spa always delivers. I love Spa as a track. I think she offers everything that you need. And we've got fireworks at the end at the moment. Well done, guys and girls. Great racing. And, you know, again, congratulations to Keddy, to Hughes, and to Freeman. And congratulations to Dom, to Briz, and to Cass. Well done, ladies and gents. Everybody in the live chat, thank you so much for being with us this evening. I appreciate it. I appreciate the likes. Consider a sub if you haven't already. As you know from earlier on, I'll be back podcast tomorrow evening for sure, and we've got the rookies on Thursday. I'll be back on Friday then for the pure SimGear GT3 Friday Championship, and it just keeps on going. So yeah, thank you everybody. I really appreciate it, and yeah, well, the fireworks are putting me on for a moment there. Anyway, right, have a great evening everyone. COMMS by COOPS out.